Owner of a Lonely Heart. That was a song that was on one of Trevor Rabin's demo tapes. It was one that he had it buried. He didn't really sort of when we were going through songs originally for the listening to our various tapes. It was one he didn't, he ran past that one. He didn't play it, and so we rehearsed a bunch of other stuff, and then later when Trevor Horn got involved, we went over to Trevor's Rabin's house in California, and we were listening to his tapes again, and Trevor Horn sort of spotted it. So credit must go to Trevor Horn for that one. Initially, when video machines and that were first on the market, I had a very early one, and that was in the early 70s, and because of that concept and getting a camera and doing some things at home, I got into the idea that obviously it was going to become an important thing as regards music and sound together, especially as it was kind of it wasn't necessary to make a feature film. It could be something fairly sort of low budget, which a lot of those English kind of punk videos were, and for the same reason that punk worked, some of those videos worked as well in relation to it. But what it is all about is that it's heading towards the time, and we already have them, the video discs, which are basically, I guess you can buy The Sound of Music now or something on video disc, right, and get the picture and sound. But I think that more and more towards the future, people will start consciously thinking of not making the new album, but making the new album plus visual to go with it as an overall concept. What I'm talking about is a more futuristic way of thinking, that the concept of the music and picture will come about, as a saleable commodity, when obviously a lot more people own video disc players, which seems to me a natural sort of progression, in the technological field. Okay, the third track on the album, It Can Happen. I'm very pleased with the way it came out. It kind of embodies a nice sort of reflection of things that people have heard before, like including the sitar and certain kind of echoes, and the treatment and sounds and some of the vocals are kind of I suppose a bit Beatlesque in a way, and we were kind of aiming to sort of make that prevalent in the production. I'm happy with the way that song came out, especially as I had most to do with writing that song, and it has a very good feeling.
Okay. Changes?
Changes also is excellent.
You know what?
I heard that on the radio today, and it's great because it sounds better on the radio than it did in the studio. And this is I think probably the first album that Yes have ever made where I've actually really experienced that feeling of the tracks sounding better on the radio than they did when we were finishing them.
Do you still get a rush when you hear your music on the radio?
Well, when it sounds as good as this does, yeah.
How about when you hear...
I mean, that's not supposed to be a boastful sort of comment. I'm just saying that, for whatever we achieved, when I hear it on the radio, it sounds very good to me.